Hey everyone, here we are. We are in Unit 3, Topic B, the beginning of a new packet here, people. All right. Your notes for lesson 7 and 8 should be taken care of. If you have not, stop right here, people. Get back into your notes, get those completed. All right, so you get the background information of what you're dealing with here. So, what we're working on here is the number line. And now that we've opened the door to all the numbers to the left of the zero, also known as your negative numbers, we're now going to be, hey, let's get back to the basics. Order from least to greatest, all that type of good stuff. So, things we want to realize here, what we're talking about. Let's get some vocabulary that's going on here. All right. For example, all right, that word integers. All right. These are positive or negative whole numbers. And that's the key thing, whole numbers. 7, 12, negative 19, negative 4, negative 13,651. Whole numbers, positive or negative. Whereas a rational number, all right, is positive or negative. And yes, they are whole numbers, but they're also decimals, all right, and fractions. So this pretty much describes every single number you've ever come in contact with in your entire mathematical career, including now because we've opened the door to the negatives. All right. So we want from least to greatest. So the idea here is mental number line is great. Some of you have a strong mental number line. Some of you, you're working on it. So I'm going to kind of put some in here. I can see I goes high out to 5. So I'm going to go just count by ones here. All right. -1, -2, -3, and then -4. So I want them in order from least to greatest. The thing here is least to greatest. Least is always furthest to the left on the number line. So the further you are to the left, the smaller that you are. So if I start plotting some points, like a -1, all right, like a 5, a 1/2. All right, a half between 0 and 1. Okay, so there's my half that's in there. -3 1/3. That's going to the left to -3 and then going a little bit more, a third of the way. And then I got 0 that's here. So now I can see the order. Now I don't need a scale of a third or a half or something like that because I'm just using it to get an idea of who's the smallest and who's the biggest. So the number that's furthest to the left is way over here. So that is -3 1/3. I'm going to cross it out so I know I've used it. The next one looks like it's a -1. Yep. So let's take him off the list. And then I've got a 0 that's here. All right. And then I've got oh, that's my 1/2. Uh-huh. And then, oh, that's my 5. Yep, there it is. There's the 5. There. So, yeah, if you don't need the number line, it's fine. It's there just to kind of show where things are coming from. We do want to notice that all your negative numbers are to the left-hand side. All your positive numbers are to the right-hand side. And 0 is always going to separate those positive and negative numbers. All right, so let's see what else we got going on down here. We are going to have to work with our fractions, all right, and our decimals in this particular unit. So this 21/5, I think it's a good idea to rewrite it as a mixed number. So we saw this with our decimal unit. How many groups of 5 can I pull out of 21? Well, I can pull out 4. I've got one piece that's left over, and I was trying to put them in groups of 5. So it's really 4 1/5. Okay, now that I've got them all in fraction form, especially mixed numbers, now I can go ahead and use my number line here, all right, and we can get them in order from least to greatest. So I can see I'm going all the way out to a 4 or a 5. Now listen, like I said, you don't have the scale, make it whatever you want here. It doesn't need to be exact because we're just using it to try to get ourselves organized on the number line. So one of the other techniques we can do here is okay, the number line, like we said, negative numbers are always smaller. So let's just focus on my 3 negatives that are here. And yeah, I can just go from there and just deal with these guys. So a -3, all right. A -2 1/2. Okay, so I got to go to -2, and then I got to go halfway more. So there we are. So that is between my -2 and my -3, and there's my -2. So right now I can see it's -3, -2 1/2, and my -2. And then I went here, oh, 4. All right, so if I get myself out to 4, again, you don't have to mess with the scale, it's just there to help yourself out. And then 4 1/5 goes a little bit past it. So there's 4 and then 4 1/5. Again, if you need to use the number line, go ahead and do that. It's certainly not required. Now, get yourself in your classroom. You might have to hit your pause button here so you can get yourself there. But we're going to adjust your assignment because there's a lot that's here. And, you know, quite frankly, we don't need to do all of it. All right. So here's what we're asking out of you. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's get to where we need to be here. There we go. Okay, so first of all, here we are, Unit 3. All right, topic B. So what we're actually going to have you just do is put them in order from least to greatest. So this entire side you can get rid of. All right, we don't need to. All right, now, if you want to, you certainly can, but that entire side. So that includes. Now we got it there. Let's try this again. So this entire, all right, all we're worried about is these guys, which says least to greatest. Okay, that's it. And see if you find the pattern that's there. Actually, don't, because you're not doing those columns. So we can edit all of that out. Let's go to the next page. We're going to edit here as well too. Again, we're just going to do the first column. Notice here, though, in the first column, they are asking for greatest to least. Greatest to least. So do watch for that. Don't need you to, all right? Don't need you to. And then let's go to the third page and let's see what's waiting for you there. We've got some questions that are here. Here we go. Here we go. This is all we need to take care of. Just 8. All right. And just 9. So we can kind of come up here, and I don't mind as I kind of pitch out here. There we go. We can skip. We can skip. That's there. All right, so there we go, people. Make sure you're checking your answers on your answer key. But again, we're working on our number sense and understanding positive and negatives. We've opened up the door to fractions and decimals. We've invited them in. And even though we don't exactly see them on our number line, we got to make sure that we can visualize where they're at. All right, people, that's it. We'll see you guys later.